Hey everyone, my name is Neil Karski, and I'm the CEO of Patient Engine, a seven-figure digital marketing, lead conversion, and coaching agency for high-ticket aesthetics providers. And I would like to personally welcome you to the Aesthetics Millionaires show, where we sit down with industry entrepreneurs to talk about their personal journeys and discuss proven growth strategies. My genuine hope is that through this podcast, we can create more success stories in this industry and help more business owners scale past their competition. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Aesthetics Millionaires Show. Today, I have a special guest. His name is Shanon Preston. He's the Laser King of Chandler, Arizona. He's the owner and founder of Chandler Med Spa. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. It's an honor. Thanks.
And I'm going to take off my glasses. I got a brand new forehead and a brand new face thanks to this guy. I just got a laser treatment done about a week ago. Actually, I was there, and I think the results are pretty great, honestly.
Your face feels smooth like a baby's butt, right? Like really smooth.
Yeah, it's very smooth, very smooth. That was my first ever laser treatment. It was, I know I'm a sissy. I think it was a little painful, but it wasn't too bad, and the results just after one treatment are phenomenal. So let's get into your background a little bit. I know about it. I want to hear more about it and help our audience kind of get to know you a little bit better. Let's talk about your entrepreneurial background, how you got into sales and marketing, and then how you got into aesthetics. I know you owned a karate school before, which is an interesting business model, pretty niche. So let's get into that. Tell us your story.
So how I got into martial arts was I was dating this girl, and we were walking into a club, and her ex-boyfriend and 7 of his friends all basically jumped me in a parking lot and beat the crap out of me. So they used my face for a football, and after they were all done beating me up, I crawled to my car. The next day I went to a karate studio and said I want to learn how to fight. So that's how I walked in with a big, huge black eye. I remember the instructor's name, Mr. Farwell, to this day. He taught me private lessons, and I started doing karate twice a week, 3 times a week, to 3 times a day. Got my black belt. Moved to Arizona, opened up my own school here in Arizona, owned a karate school for 27 years. COVID happened, and it was kind of tough to teach Zoom classes to children on Zoom. So my wife, she said she'll go back to work, and we shut the karate school down. And I didn't know what I was going to do with myself for a while. But karate was all based on memberships. And so my wife was doing traditional microneedling on a side in a one room suite and a salon suite. And she said, hey, I'm not using this room only a couple days a week. What can you do to be kind of the manly thing to do? Like, because I'm a martial artist, right? And so she said, why don't you go to laser school? So I went to laser school to think about doing tattoo removal and end up learning how to do all types of lasers. I went to a school called SAA in Tempe, Arizona. The owner's name is Michelle Fox, amazing teacher. Her instructors are phenomenal. But I learned that tattoo removal wasn't the best thing to start with. It's a good niche to get into later. But everyone gets wrinkles at the age of 40. So your collagen elastin slows down 1% per year starting at the age of 20. And by the time you're 40, it's next to nothing. But everybody gets wrinkles. And so it was a good niche to learn how to be the wrinkle reduction master. So instead of Master Preston, the 6'3" black belt, now I'm kind of the master of getting rid of wrinkles. And now I think I've kind of turned into the master of med spa memberships as well. So that's kind of how it started off.
Cool. Yeah, that's a unique story for sure. So let's go back into the early days. I know we had been working with you for probably since March, I believe, and you were open. Tell us about when you opened or your doors, or kind of just got things kicked off. And I know you're kind of a big advocate, and you execute pretty well in the guerrilla marketing and event stuff. So I want to hear more about that. I want to hear more about the humble beginnings, because those moments typically define who we are, and we learn quickly, and if we don't learn, we don't adapt. If we don't adapt, we don't grow. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I went to laser school in the beginning of January of 2024. So I graduated at the end of laser school. It was 16-day class. And I opened up the med spa April 1st, April Fool's Day. Basically, we opened up. That's the day we opened up. And one room salon suite wasn't even 100 square feet. It was 90 square feet. It was like 9 feet by 10. It was really, really tiny. And I started to learn how to do memberships, taking what I'd learned in karate and tweaking it to the med spa. We started to do events the same way that I did events in the karate school, only instead of tweaking them towards children, your market is moms with kids, right? So anyone 30 and older with children, though, that's basically the market. So we went to farmers markets and we set up event tables where kids could win a prize. They would leave kind of the area and go get a lollipop. The parents would be standing there. They would play the game, spin a prize wheel, and win a treatment. See, if you give out something that's free has no value. But the moment they win it, they want it. And when you show the excitement, we'd book the appointment right then and there for them. They'd come in to get their free treatment. We would pitch them on our membership, sign them up on a membership right then and there on a 30-minute consultation, and pow, that's kind of how it all started.
Can you get into? I agree with you. I think free used to work 5 years ago when there was less providers in every industry and people actually respected each other's time. And I remember, like, you could do a free consult as an offer and people would eat it up. Nowadays, it's like, man, the industry obviously has changed tremendously. Like, free doesn't work. People don't respect, and you can't take a deposit on a free offer, etc. So, walk us through how you were able to take people from free to selling them a membership.
So one of the key things to do is to have basically a script. And my sales background from martial arts, one of the things the guy did was put me in a room that was probably 200 square feet back in the day, and there's VHS tapes all the way around me, and just made me watch sales stuff, right? So that's how I learned how to sell. But the whole goal is to take away someone's objections and pre-frame them before the objection comes up. So pre-frame them, take away their objection, and it's much easier to show what it is you're trying to do. Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah. But let's dive a little. I want one more step deeper.
You want to go deeper? Be specific on your question, and then I'll be able to answer it better for you.
Yeah. So basically, a lot of people come in with this mindset of, like, I'm just here to get my stuff, to get my treatment. I want to get value that way. How do you turn their mindset, in a sense, to not only open up and become vulnerable in that first visit, and maybe that we can go into more of the consultation mastery stuff and uncover those pain points, turn that excitement for getting the free treatment into more of a pain point based conversation, and then really try to set the tone for that long-term relationship. So just, if you could give us a little bit more color on what that process entails.
I got you. I understand. So first of all, you need to find out what they want, right? Back in the day, my mentor said, don't try to sell someone a black Corvette if they want a red Porsche. Like, find out what it is they want. So number one, you need to find out what their concerns are. So once you know what their concerns are, you're going to let them know that to get the best treatment, they're going to need to do multiple treatments and sometimes combination therapy. If you go to the gym, you're not going to do just curls. You're going to do curls. You're going to do leg squats. You're going to do run on a treadmill. You're going to do bench press. You're going to do multiple different things to get the desired outcome for fitness. And then next is pre-framing them. So we use the fitness industry to do just that and explain to them that a med spa is going to equal healthy skin the same way you go to a fitness center to get a healthy body. And I say to them, if you went to the gym and you said, I'm going to work out really, really hard one day at the gym I'm gonna give it everything I have and work out one time. What kind of results would you expect to see after working out one day at the gym? Not too much. You're not gonna get physically fit working out one day. However, if you were to work out at the gym 6 months or a year, you'd probably expect to visually see something, see a difference. And the med spa is the same way. And if you can help people understand and visualize through the fitness world and the med spa world that it's going to take multiple treatments and it take several months to try to get that desired outcome, now it starts to click. A light bulb comes on and they understand. And then you let them know that, again, it's not going to take one treatment. People think that they're going to come in and do one treatment that's $300 and it's going to erase all the wrinkles. And then that's not the case. It's just not going to happen. It's going to take multiple different treatments to help them get there. And then take away the objections. One of the biggest objections people had was, I just want to do one treatment and then I'll see how it goes. So if you explain that analogy of the gym, they start to understand. And then it comes down to a good close after you explain.
Yeah. So you obviously, let's talk a little bit more about events a little bit. Man, you do a lot of events. I want to highlight the fact that you've put in so much work into building your practice and getting to that, to that $1 million annual run rate. You've put in a lot of work. You've put in a lot of time. You've obviously hired my company to help you, save some time as well and get more clients, new clients in. But I want to highlight the fact how much time you put in and how much sweat and tears you kind of put into this business to build it up to where you are right now, right? Let's talk about that a little bit more, because I mean, building a 7-figure business in aesthetics and making it profitable and stable isn't easy. I don't think it's easy to build any business really, but let's talk about some I want to get some numbers of, like, I know you walked me through this on your board, but like how many events you've attended in the last, like, call it a year since things started picking up, and how many, like, appointments you were booking and stuff like that. Let's talk through that, because that's super interesting. Like, that's like a separate funnel of its own.
That is. There's really, I have two kind of lead magnets, and one, it all started with the events because that's what I did in karate and that's what I knew really, really well. So for instance, in the last 3 weeks, we've done 12 events in the last 3 weeks. Those 12 events brought us in approximately 150 appointments in 3 weeks, maybe 200 appointments. Usually half of those people don't show, and that's normal. And then half the people who show actually enroll in a membership. And then half the people who don't enroll, I get them to write me a Google review. And that's how we get all our Google reviews. And I take all my new staff members, and they're the ones that do all the treatments for the free treatments that the people who don't enroll in a membership, that's what they kind of practice on. They practice on the new people who aren't in a member. However, they write a good Google review. So let's say October 25th, we did a big event. We set 123 appointments in a day. Went to a church, and it was a great day.
Where do you do these events? So church, what else?
So church, farmers markets. I'll go on Facebook and look for events near me. So we did one at a place called Rawhide Event this last week. We did another one at a market called the Mama Market, where there's moms with kids and strollers, and anywhere where there's women 30 or older with children, that's the best place to go, because that's your market. That's 90% of your market, right? The 10% is the husband to that wife that says, honey, you got some wrinkles too, or you got some acne scars, or you got something, you need to come in and you need to see Shanon because he's going to fix that for you. So it's really 90% the women and the 10% the guys, including myself, right? So I'm 58. No one ever guesses my age. My wife's 44. Everyone thinks we're the same age. My Helix laser is my favorite treatment. That's the treatment I gave you, right? So Cool Peel Fusion is the name of that treatment.
Yeah. Holy crap, man. Yeah. So just to give you guys context, that's a lot of time that Shanon has committed to going out and being in these events and getting in front of people. It's basically kind of like running paid ads, but like more in some ways you're trading time for money and money for time. So Shannon's doing both, guys. Shannon's doing both. He's investing a lot in paid ads, and he's also doing this stuff. Just to give you guys a little bit of a understanding of how much it takes to really get to a certain level. So
It
that's
took us
phenomenal.
6 months to get 100 members. That's what it took us from
6 months.
events. And then after 6 months, I had so many members, my one room wasn't enough. I had a massage therapist next to me. I actually paid her $4,000 to leave because I needed a second room. Because
Wow.
I was going into October where I think I had 34 events set up for the month of October last year, and I'm like, I'm out of room in my one room, so I needed two rooms. And then I hired an employee, and then I hired a second employee, and then I hired a third employee, and then my two rooms weren't enough, especially when I added you into the program. So I added you into the program right before summer. Most med spas suck during the summer, like they're just terrible. I think over the summer we enrolled 100 members through your company alone in the summertime. So we added another 100 members over the summertime, which was everyone's worst time. So we had our events that gave us our first 100. I can't do events in the summer because it's too hot in Arizona. So your ads from Facebook gave us another 100. I ran out of room, and then I just leased 1,200 square feet with 3 rooms. And I'm not, honestly, I'm not sure how long that's going to last me now either. So now they have
Yeah.
both things running at the same time.
And you applied the same framework that you use for events. Somebody comes in from a promo, and then you kind of do a consultation, and you get them into the membership. And I think you told me, which I really appreciate, because I think you can try to sell a treatment plan right off the bat if you have that opportunity and just close them on the first visit. But I think what you said to me, hey, is I want as many butts and seats as possible so I can see these people and my team can see them as often as I can. I want them on a membership so they have a commitment, and I want to see them every single month so I can develop a relationship with them. I can get to know their story, and then I can become a part of their story by fixing whatever pain points they have,
Yeah, they're
right?
concerned, right? Their pain points are concerned. I had acne scars for the last 10 years, and it's been bugging me, and I can wipe those out in a few months and totally change someone's life. Or wrinkles, right? Or spider veins, or brown spots, or whatever the case is.
You want to talk about your membership a little bit? So now you're about, what, 320 members or something like that?
326 as of today. I checked my numbers.
326 members. Beautiful. And what is your membership look like? Like, why is Chandler's Med Spa membership so good?
It's trial and error, figuring it out along the way. If you were to go to a restaurant and off your restaurant menu, you saw some of the items you were interested in, you saw a photo of that thing you were looking to eat. And then there was other restaurant things on there that with no photo, you're more apt to choose what the photo is. Or for me personally, I've looked around the room like I wanted something, I didn't see the photo, so I'm looking around the room seeing if I could see what that item looked like because I wanted to see what it looked like prior. People are visual, right? 80% of the world are visual learners. So if you have a membership where all your before and after pictures are on the menu, it's really simple for people to say, I want that, I want this, rather than just the words. No one knows what a decaffusion is or an IPL or anything like that. They don't know what that is, but they can see before and after photos and say, oh, okay, that's what I want. So that's number one, is really having a membership with clear before and after photos so that people can see what it is that they want, and it helps get rid of that pain point. Another thing is
You offer like 20 different services in this membership, right?
35.
35 services. Wow.
Yes.
So let's talk about that a little bit more and how much that matters when it comes to giving people flexibility.
So the first 15 are your basic $199 treatments that really people are getting a great value. It's normally a $400 value for that particular treatment, and they're getting it half off. So they're paying $199 for a $400 treatment. Those are
Easy.
more, yeah, simple, right? Maintenance treatments, traditional microneedling. The cartridge cost me $10. My payroll cost me $25. It cost me less than $50 to do the treatment, so I'm making $150. But the big part about a membership is you need to have upgrades. Everything is an upgrade or an upsell, right? So I don't want to just make $199. I want to make $500 or $600 from that. And I look at myself more like someone said, "Oh, you're like Groupon." I said, "No, I'm like Costco." Meaning that, have you ever walked into Costco before thinking, "Hey, I'm just going to buy one item," and then you walk out with a whole shopping cart and $700 later, right? So I look at myself as Costco, and Costco makes most of their money off their
On the
membership.
membership fee. Yeah.
Yes, right? And Costco's bait is a hot dog. It's $1.50. It's been $1.50 for 10 years, and it'll always be $1.50. As a matter of fact, I went to Costco yesterday with my little boy, and I had a hot dog for $1.50, right? And so everything on the first page is bait. Not to say it's bad, just a great value to get you in my chair so that I can build rapport with you. I can really find out what you really need and then really provide an even better service for you in the future once we built a good rapport.
Powerful. Um, what are some of your favorite upsells that are really profitable but also get clients amazing results?
So neck and décolleté all day long. Normal to do a neck is $200, décolleté $200. We'll give them to them for $1.50, or I mean $150, right? So instead of paying $400, they're getting that for $150 for both. That's a great deal. The next thing is that our treatments are professional, and they're not an Amazon treatment, right? It's a professional med spa, and so it requires professional healing system. So we have a healing balm that we sell for $50, but probably the biggest thing, and which same thing I gave you, is growth factors. Growth factors will start the cell regeneration much quicker, as a matter of fact, immediately, and make a person, they will heal quicker and have a better outcome. And we sell those for $100, which are a phenomenal upsell. So healing balm, growth factors, $150, neck and décolleté, $150. So there's $300 added to the $200 treatment. We do that all day long.
Yeah, $500 billable hour ain't bad.
That's my Costco. That's the Costco right there.
That's amazing. Um, uh, let's talk about how your growth, and let's talk about the importance of. And this isn't a self plug. I guess it will end up being a self plug in some ways, but I I pump in tons of ads into my studios as well. But like, let's talk about like paid ads and the importance of having, because for you, like the two channels, or well, three, I'll call it three channels. You have your events, you have your guerrilla event marketing, and then you have paid advertising, patient acquisition through Patient Engine, and then you have your referrals. Obviously, referrals is kind of an unspoken marketing channel. Of course, you got to get referrals. If you're not getting referrals, you're missing out on a lot of, I'll call it, free marketing. Well, let's talk about paid ads and how having that hands-off patient flow has helped you grow this thing even further. I can't, like, the success we have with our clients like you has to be a marriage between marketing and sales, because if you can't convert, you're just spending a lot of money on ads. So you want to share some insights on that?
Converting actually is simple if you have a system. Everything we do is run in a system. I have four full-time staff girls, and they all close everybody almost as good as I do. They're a solid 80% on their closing ratio. One girl, she's 90 to 100% every single month. But as far as Facebook ads, again, most med spas are terrible over the summer. And when I added Patient Engine over the summer, we gained 100 members from that alone. So now we have our events traffic coming in and our Facebook traffic coming in, and then you mark down referrals. Referrals, what we do for that is I'll give someone a $100 credit towards a treatment if they refer somebody and they enroll as a member, and then but both parties get the $100. So people don't feel guilty like I'm trying to get $100 to get my friend so I can get all these free treatments. Both people get the $100. So you get $100 for enrolling and you get $100 for bringing them. So everybody wins, right? So when everybody wins, then everybody wins. So there's the three avenues.
Yeah. Let's talk about retention, because that's really important. So we talked about how you generate new clients, new patients for your med spa, and we talked a little bit about consultations and sales. Membership has been a game changer for you. You live and die by the membership. What has allowed you? What have you implemented in your spa that is helping you with membership retention, with member retention? Because I think that's a big hot topic in our industry right now.
You have to have a treatment plan for them. So it's not just coming in and doing the one treatment. And it's pre-framing them in the beginning, letting people know that they're not going to get their desired outcome from just one treatment. It's multiple treatments in combination. So on that maintenance program, you could have traditional microneedling, we have chemical peel, you do it, we call it dermaplane plus, which is a dermaplane with a laser tone on it. You could do RF microneedling to a facial, to brown spot removal, laser hair, a whole plethora, 15 different things just on that first page. And then again, like we talked about, once they're in your chair every single month, you're going to find out what the real concerns are that they haven't really told you. And then it's doing like the treatment we did for you, doing a cool peel fusion or a cool peel or a DECA fusion if they really want their wrinkles gone. But it's really just, it's building rapport with people. And then building rapport with them, it helps them stay because they like you, they like the service, and they see the value. Why do you go to Costco? You go to Costco because it's a good value. And you go in and you spend more money because, oh my goodness, again, my whole shopping cart's full because everything I see is a good value, right? You have to have a good value, and you have to make sure that you give the client, the patient, the expectation that they're looking for. And I think that really makes a difference.
Yeah. Totally. What, as you think about and start planning for 2026, what's your strategic plan look like? What do you want to accomplish besides obviously getting that damn new sign up on your Metsa?
I'm waiting for it.
I think it's crazy that a public or a government entity has to approve your sign.
Yeah.
That's another podcast. But tell us a little bit more about what you're trying to accomplish here next year. If I went to your spa, it's beautiful. There's a lot of people who rely on you on facial aesthetics treatments. Actually, I'm gonna rewind back a little bit because I really love what you said, and I needed to highlight and emphasize this. You basically sell a 12-month or maybe even 24-month or 36-month treatment plan, but you sell it through a membership, so the barrier to entry and a barrier to opt-in is like very low, which is interesting, right? That's another way to sell. I think it's very unique, right? Like in body sculpting, I'm like, all right, here's a treatment plan, knock it out, I want it now. Here's a discount, boom. And we do sell memberships as maintenance, typically, and as a downsell. If we can't get a full treatment plan sold on the day of the consult. But I like what you're doing. Like, you're just basically saying, hey, this is going to be a long-term treatment plan for you, but you get cost savings every single month. You get a choice of all of these different things. And obviously, we're going to advise you on what we think is going to help you with your skin and face concerns. But it just makes it, like you said, it makes it easy for them to kind of say yes. And you're not really counting on like just a singular transaction, you're counting them for really to just stay forever if they can. And like you said, through repetitive visits and building their relationships, then they're more likely to buy growth factors or healing balm or other treatments, whatever it is. And yeah, I think that's super cool. I think it's it's basically like it's selling a treatment plan. It's basically like you're financing them, but you're really, you're kind of locking them in for a long time and without a lot of, objections there. So kudos.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about annual planning. What do you have in store here for 2026? Like, as you're thinking about strategically about, you, maybe your competition, what your goals are personally in the business, like what's in store for 2026? What would you like to accomplish?
People ask me all the time, like, about my competition, and it was the same in my karate school. I don't feel like I have any competition, even though
You're your own worst enemy.
yeah, honestly, I don't, because nobody does events like I do. No, like nobody does it, and so I know that I'm going to get traffic, and I know I'm going to get members and patients from it, and I know no one else is doing it, and I really don't think anyone else does in my area anyway. Does Facebook ads like you do. The great part about it is I don't have to do any part of it. I just pay for it, and then I'll come in, I'll look at my email, or I get a text message, 5 appointments set today. I'm like, cha-ching, I love it. And like, it's that part is simple, right? And what I have going on for 26 is I really want to add 2 more campaigns with you. I have 2 currently. One is with traditional microneedling, and one is my cool peel. And I want to add 2 more. I really want to figure out how to market semaglutide better, and I really want to add body contouring into my program as well. I don't have a body contouring device. It's one thing I don't have, but I think by adding those other 2 things in marketing, I will more than double what I'm doing right now. So my goal is by the end of 26 is to be 600 members strong. That's my goal.
Wow. Yeah, that's super powerful. Memberships are clutch. I might have to start selling more memberships. You're going to give me a lot of food for thought here today. But I do like selling my like $3,000 to $5,000 packages, That is definitely something that I considered. Okay, let's talk about a couple more things. So let's talk about staffing a little bit and team development. How important is that for you to obviously, one, finding the right people, training them, and making sure that my old boss, Dan Porcaro, who's a big mentor of mine, very successful Chicago-based entrepreneur, he said, if you're in a service-based company, I want to incentivize you and all of you to sell, because everyone sells culture is healthy and produces really good results. And I know that basically everybody that works for you sells. So let's talk about those 3 things. Let's talk about hiring, training, and then sales.
So hiring, I am blessed, because where I went to school at SAA with Michelle Fox, I wasn't sure if I could pass laser school. I sat in the front row and asked the instructor the first 3 days in a row, hey, do you think I could do this? Like, I wasn't sure if I could do it or not. It was such a big change going from martial arts to the med spa world. I didn't know what melanin was. I didn't know what a dermaplane was, and why would you want to do that? And so she says, no, you got this, you got this. I graduated with a 99.6 is when I graduated. But as I got into the med spa and Chandler Med Spa, I had some success with memberships. It got back to my instructor, and they invited me back to be a motivational speaker for the graduating class every single month. And so what I did was for the last 8 or 9 months, I go back every single month, and I'm the motivational speaker and the last day for business. So what I get to do is I get to explain to them and teach them how to get a job, so how to get hired. And being that I'm the one explaining to them how to get hired, I have basically 9 new girls to choose from every single month, because I'm the one teaching them how to get hired. and I get my pick of the cream of the crop. And being able to choose who I want every single month, having unlimited access to new hires, I love. And I actually really enjoy hiring new hires because they don't come with baggage. Like people who may have experience also come with baggage. So when you're trying to teach them how to do something, they'll be like, "Oh, where I used to work, I used to do it that way." Well, I don't care how I used to do it. I want you to do it this way. So when they're new hire, that's all they know. And if that's all they know, then you teach them how to sell and you teach them how to do things the way you want it done. And I've had great success with doing that. Personally, I don't do consultations anymore. I don't really do I only do hard treatments. I did your treatment, but that was probably one treatment I did in the last 2 weeks, right? I'll do hard stuff. I'll do like CO2s on eye bluffs or deca fusions where I'm erasing someone's wrinkles in 7 days. Something really, really hard. I'll do more of that. But as far as consultations, enrollments, I haven't done one in jeepers, I don't know, 9 or 10 months. I haven't done one probably. Maybe, yeah, probably 9 or 10 months. I don't think I've done one. So,
What kind of advice would you give to people listening so we can all continue? The part of the mission of this podcast is to elevate this industry, make us all better. I think we're all better. There's more trust in the industry. Every industry right now, service-based industries, there's a trust. We're in a trust recession. There is everybody's got a wall up, and stuff like that. So, any best practices that you want to kind of vocalize publicly?
get a mentor. So in martial arts, I there was a time where I went bankrupt in my martial arts school, and then I hired a mentor and did exactly what the mentor did, and I started to really scale and did really really well in my martial arts industry before COVID happened. I did really really well for myself. I have a really nice house and nice cars, and everything was paid for. Getting back into the medical industry again, I took the knowledge that I knew from martial arts and just tweaked it to the med spa world. But I think if someone really wants to be successful, is they should get a mentor to help them lay out the foundation, the blueprints from A to Z, so they're able to not take 3 or 4 years to learn how to do something. They could take 30 days and learn how to take the fast track and get the nuggets, right? Everyone has a nugget to you can get from. And the more nuggets you know, then the easier it is for you to get from A to Z. And my membership isn't just, the success isn't just the membership. The success is the events, Facebook ads. I will tell you, I will never stop doing Facebook ads with you, because that's just that. I mean, it's simple. Like it's a no-brainer, right? And you want your membership, you want that to be a no-brainer. You want people to think, geez, I'd have to be stupid not to do this. Like your clothes, do you want to pay full price for something or half price? Like what would you rather pay? Half price, right? So let's get started today. But you really need to make things a no-brainer. And people, I think, really try to make their memberships too difficult, like too hard, too complicated. The simpler they are, the easier it is. Kind of like when you're selling online, it should be a one-page sales letter, not like 15 different clicks and more clicks to get to the end. Just make it simple, right? That's I think the importance.
Cool. A couple unrelated questions. I like to throw them into this podcast as well. What is your favorite junk food?
My favorite junk food, jeepers. Oh man,
Junk fast food, maybe? I don't know.
I've been on a health kick diet lately, actually.
I know, but when you cheat, what do you cheat with? Let's get real.
I like bear claws. You know what a bear claw is?
No idea.
You get them at like Circle K or QT. It's a little kind of like a Danish thing, and it has kind of like a pecan flavoring in it. And it's called a bear claw. So if I'm driving somewhere and I kind of want to cheat, I'll eat a bear claw. But the problem is it has little crumble things that usually crumble down my shirt, and then that kind of is frustrating. But the inside gooiness is amazing. So I like to cheat with a bear claw. That's what I like. My favorite energy drink was a NOS energy drink. That was my favorite. But my wife said if I wanted to be around a long time for my little boy, then I should stop drinking them. So
It's a good idea.
I stopped drinking energy drinks a long time ago.
If people want to connect with you, I know you're getting into a little bit of side coaching stuff. You're involved with some device companies, etc. But if people want to connect with you and just brainstorm mastermind stuff or just have a conversation, where can they find you?
They can find me at Instagram. Just go to my Instagram, it's at Chandler Med Spa, and reach out and send me a message on there. You can send me a message also if they want to send me an email at chandlermedspa@gmail.com. So it's pretty simple. It's chandlermedspa@gmail.com. Or my Instagram, which is at Chandler Med Spa. Send me a message on there. I'm actually helping someone right now, actually in Casa Grande, do memberships. They're very, very successful. They have in the weight loss. They have over 400 members in weight loss, but not a membership. So I went through their entire system of all the lasers they had, all the treatments they do, and laid out a whole membership for them on Monday, just a few days ago, actually. So
beautiful. Membership Laser King. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Shanon Preston. Thank you so much, Shanon.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate it.